We have no choice but to embark on this perilous journey.
Everyone pack your bags!
You can talk to animals.
It's okay to be scared. Hello, Barry. Hello, lunch. Somehow, we just belong together.
The world of Dolittle has always carried a certain kind of magic, the kind that feels familiar yet beautifully distant, like a childhood memory that never fully fades. The recent waves of updates surrounding this universe have brought that magic back into the spotlight, reminding fans why the story of a man who speaks to animals still resonates so deeply today. As new details continue to emerge, excitement grows around the evolution of this character, who has always been portrayed as someone caught between human limitations and animal understanding. This blend of wonder and emotional depth is the heart of what makes the journey of Dolittle worth revisiting, especially now as whispers of developments, creative changes, and future possibilities begin to paint a clearer picture of what lies ahead for this legendary character. One of the most engaging updates revolves around how the tone of the Dolittle world is expected to shift. Early descriptions from creative discussions suggest a stronger emphasis on emotional storytelling rather than pure adventure, placing Dolittle's internal struggles and personal conflicts at the center. Instead of simply rushing from one animal encounter to another, this renewed vision aims to explore Dolittle's own healing, the scars he carries, and the relationships that shape him. Fans who have always loved the character for his gentle heart may find this new direction surprisingly moving, as the emotional stakes are set to deepen in ways that reflect themes of grief, isolation, rediscovery, and the quiet bravery found in choosing to care. Another interesting detail that has generated attention is the development of the animals themselves. In earlier interpretations, the animals acted primarily as sources of humor or brief emotional beats. In the upcoming direction, however, each creature is being shaped into a personality with depth, intention, and emotional contribution. The new focus turns the animal companions into actual characters with their own motives, flaws, and insecurities. There is talk of a more realistic dynamic among them: animals who disagree, animals who grow, animals who challenge Dolittle rather than simply follow him. This shift transforms the ensemble into something richer, more textured, and more interconnected, giving the story a sense of emotional balance between the human and non-human parts of Dolittle's world. One update that fans have found especially intriguing is the expanding backstory around Dolittle's past. While earlier versions often focused on the quirky, humorous side of his ability to speak to animals, new story developments aim to explore how this gift shaped his relationships with people. This includes a closer look at the tensions and misunderstandings that arise when someone carries a talent others can't comprehend. Rather than presenting Dolittle as simply eccentric, the updated direction paints him as someone who has fought loneliness, rejection, and confusion over his identity. This deeper psychological lens adds complexity and vulnerability to the character, giving audiences a more grounded sense of what it means to live between worlds. At the same time, new updates have highlighted that humor will not be lost in this evolving style. Instead, the comedy is set to become more character-driven, playing off personality quirks rather than exaggerated slapstick. The animals' dialogue, Dolittle's reactions, and the awkwardness of navigating cross-species misunderstandings will bring a more refined charm to the storytelling. Fans can expect humor that grows naturally from relationships rather than random moments, making the comedic beats feel more authentic, more specific, and more memorable. Among the most exciting developments is the growing influence of adventure within the storyline. Early hints suggest a narrative that stretches across continents, ecosystems, and worlds within worlds, giving Dolittle the chance to face moral dilemmas and challenges that test every part of his character. The animals are said to be as vital to these quests as the protagonist himself, each playing a role shaped by their instincts and knowledge. The journey becomes something shared, not led, echoing the series' deeper message that communication, empathy, and trust form the foundation of every great adventure. The updates also describe a renewed aesthetic for the world of Dolittle. The setting is being envisioned with more atmospheric richness, blending natural beauty with hints of whimsical detail. Whether it's the texture of old forests, the glow of lantern-lit cabins, or the lively bustle of animal-filled sanctuaries, the visual direction aims to create a world that feels immersive and emotionally charged. Instead of leaning heavily on fantasy, the new style blends grounded realism with gentle enchantment, allowing the viewer to believe this world could exist just beyond the line of ordinary sight. Perhaps the most impactful update involves the emotional core of Dolittle's character arc. Writers involved in the development process emphasize that Dolittle's journey is no longer just about helping animals. It is about learning to overcome the emotional wounds that have kept him closed off. His interactions with the animals serve as mirrors to his inner struggles, each creature reflecting a part of him he has avoided confronting. This makes the story not only adventurous, but deeply introspective, offering audiences a layered narrative that speaks to growth, forgiveness, and the courage to re-engage with life. Parallel to this, a number of updates explore the theme of belonging. Dolittle has always lived on the outskirts of society, misunderstood by those who cannot comprehend his extraordinary gift. The new direction embraces this sense of alienation, but transforms it into a message of finding family in unexpected places. The animals are no longer just companions. They become a network of emotional support, a community that teaches Dolittle what it means to accept himself. This theme resonates strongly with modern audiences, who often search for acceptance in their own unique identities. One particularly compelling detail reveals that Dolittle's leadership among the animals will grow more complex. Instead of simply guiding them through danger or offering solutions, the new approach shows him learning from them as well. This mutual exchange reflects a more realistic view of communication, portraying Dolittle not as a figure of authority, but as someone who grows through empathy and humility. It also shifts the dynamic toward collaboration rather than command, enriching the story with moments where Dolittle must listen, adapt, and even admit his mistakes. Other updates describe a series of emotional turning points that define Dolittle's transformation. These moments revolve around loss, responsibility, and rediscovering hope after personal setbacks. While details remain flexible within the creative process, the consensus is that the emotional beats are becoming more mature, reflective, and resonant. The story no longer shies away from the weight of grief or the difficulty of starting over. Instead, these experiences become catalysts for growth, shaping Dolittle into a stronger and more empathetic figure. There is also excitement around new animals being added to the narrative. Each one introduces fresh energy, perspective, and humor to the story. Whether they are timid creatures learning to be brave, loud personalities discovering humility, or wise elders offering perspective, these characters enrich the world with diversity and depth. Their interactions with Dolittle highlight different facets of his personality, helping him evolve while giving the audience moments of joy, surprise, and emotional connection. The updates also mention enhancements to the stakes of the adventure. The challenges Dolittle will face are not only physical but moral, putting him in situations where compassion becomes both a strength and a burden. These dilemmas highlight the complexity of being someone who cares deeply in a world that often values power over understanding. Dolittle's compassion becomes a guiding principle, a force that shapes the story's tone and direction, inspiring audiences to reflect on their own capacity for empathy. Another notable development revolves around the depiction of communication. Instead of portraying Dolittle's conversations with animals as a simple translation ability, the new approach emphasizes emotional literacy, understanding tone, behavior, rhythm, and intention. This provides a richer, more layered portrayal of communication, revealing that true understanding requires patience and sensitivity. It aligns with the broader themes of the new direction, emphasizing that connection, whether with animals or people, comes from listening as much as speaking. The updates also highlight improvements in storytelling structure. The narrative is being shaped with a smoother progression, allowing emotional moments to breathe while building tension naturally. The pacing aims to balance quiet reflection with bursts of action, delivering a rhythm that feels both compelling and immersive. This structure supports the evolving complexity of Dolittle's character and the expanding roles of the animals, allowing the story to unfold with emotional authenticity. As excitement builds around these updates, the anticipation grows not just for the adventure, but for the emotional resonance that will define the story. Dolittle's journey is shaping into something more mature, more layered, and more deeply human than ever before. These developments point toward a narrative that blends heart, humor, and healing in ways that honor the legacy of the character while carving a fresh direction for future stories. Fans who have followed Dolittle through various interpretations may find this new approach to be the most emotionally grounded and meaningful one yet, as it captures the essence of a man who bridges worlds through compassion, courage, and connection.